happens inside their borders.
Gary O'Donoghue there. Well, the President-elect's 100-day mask pledge comes as the US continues to see record numbers of deaths and infections from coronavirus. In the past 24 hours, authorities recorded 2,857 new deaths. That's the equivalent of 2 people dying every minute. More than 215,000 new infections were also recorded on Thursday, another record daily increase since the pandemic began. Well, Texas is one of the many states across the country that are seeing their numbers rise considerably. I'm joined now by Federico Vallejo, who is a critical care doctor working on the coronavirus frontline in McAllen, Texas. Thank you so much for joining us on BBC World News. Firstly, the remarks of Joe Biden today asking all Americans to wear a mask for 100 days. Do you think that's going to resonate with the people in McAllen, Texas?
I really hope so, because we need to change the conception of the mask as a political issue. Now, a simple mask should be considered a sign of empathy, a sign of kindness, because absolutely it can go a long way into helping us in this pandemic.
Can you just describe to our viewers what the situation has been like on the front line for you as a healthcare professional?
Well, absolutely life-changing. As a critical care doctor in the middle of a hotspot, it has been a significant toll psychologically, physically, and as ICU doctors, we are used to deal with death, but the feeling is always of saving people's lives. That's what we do as critical care doctors. And we will see events of people dying every now and then. That's part of the career. But now it was something that was happening every day. So absolutely has been very, very difficult.
Do you think anything could have been done to help you in the job that you do in treating those most vulnerable? Did you feel you didn't get enough support?
Well, I think that I'm getting enough support from the hospitals. But at the beginning of the pandemic, of course, as you know, there were some decisions that were federal decisions, state decisions that were not the most appropriate for a situation like this. Mandates of staying home, mandates of wearing the mask probably could have saved a significant amount of lives.
Do you think that official messaging regarding masks, like Joe Biden is moving towards, it will make a difference? I mean, I know I asked you at the beginning whether you think this will have an impact on people there, but how ready do you think they are to change their thinking?
I'm really hoping about that, because there was this ill-conceived notion with politics that masks has something to do with individual freedoms. That's a mistake. We need to change that. We need to put politics behind. The election is over. So again, a mask needs to be considered a sign of empathy, a sign of kindness towards each other, because they can save lives. It's so important that we drill this message every time that we can.
I don't know if you had the opportunity to hear our introduction to you, but we brought our viewers some grim statistics about the death toll in the past few days, exceeding over 2,500 for 2 days consecutively in America. We've also been told by top US officials that the winter is going to be particularly difficult. What is your fear now when we look at the coming months in handling this pandemic?
A couple of months ago, we had basically a tsunami of cases that came through the hospital. And now we're bracing ourselves for a really, really dark Christmas with similar numbers that we have in the summer. And it could be potentially worse. So we're trying to prepare ourselves. Every day we're seeing new cases coming to the ICU. So we're trying to prepare ourselves as much as we can.
We're so grateful that you have shared your time with us today to share your thoughts, and we wish you and all your staff and indeed everybody there in McAllen, Texas well. Do stay safe. Thank you so much, Federico. Dr. Federico Vallejo. Thank you. Stay with us here on BBC World News. Still to come. As clinics in Moscow prepare to start their COVID vaccine rollout on Saturday, we hear from one of the leaders of Russia's Sputnik V vaccine project.
It's quite clear that the worst victims of this disaster are the poor people living in the slums which have sprung up around the factory.
I am feeling so helpless that the children are dying in front of me and I can't do anything.
Manson is the mystical leader of the hippie cult suspected of killing Sharon Tate and at least 6 other people in Los Angeles.
At 11 o'clock this morning, just half a metre of rock separated Britain from continental Europe. It took the drills just a few moments to cut through the final obstacle. Then Philippe Cosette, a miner from Calais, was shaking hands and exchanging flags with Robert Fagg, his opposite number from Dover.
Welcome back. This is BBC World News. I'm Babita Sharma. Our main story this hour. Intense negotiations continue in London on a post-Brexit